Hello everyone, I hope you are fine. I was just sitting free and something came to my mind. Uh, see, I'm a mathematician, I teach mathematics, so I thought why not share something that's important. The mathematicians, the students of mathematics normally ask me about these things. Not all, but some of them who are keen to think. It's about the idea of the empty set. They ask me why the empty set is a set. Of course, there is enough information on Google and in books. One can find the answer, but as far as I can remember, when I was a student, what I was told is that it is convenient to take it as an empty set. Like this, many other things in mathematics, they said that it is convenient to believe it so, suppose it is so. So I tried to explore what's behind this because I was wondering what's the philosophy behind mathematics. There must be some logical rules and that we follow in almost everything to define it in a certain way. So anyways, so why is an empty set a set? Well, I think before answering this, you must know that there are actually, in logic, there are laws of thought. There are three laws of thought. One of them is the law of identity, and the other is law of excluded middle, and the third is there is no specific order in them. I believe so. And the third is the law of non-contradiction. You see, the law of identity, we need to know these laws before we go further. The law of identity tells us that everything is what it is. I mean, if I talk in symbolic terms, then X is X. X is not Y, which is distinct from X. In the same way, see, if I speak more generally, I am I, you are you, this table is this table, and that door is that door, however the door is defined. And so the second law is the law of excluded middle, is that if we have two statements P and Q which are opposite, like P and not P, mathematicians can understand what I'm saying. P and not P. Not P is the complement of P. I mean, say if P is the statement that it is raining, and not P is the statement, then not P is the statement that it is not raining. So the law states that either P is true or Q is true. One of two opposite statements must be true. And the third law is the law of non-contradiction. It says that P and not P cannot be true. I mean, it is raining and it's not raining. It cannot be true. This is black and this is not black. It cannot be true. You can find many examples. You can construct it simple. Of course, if we go deep into the details of these thoughts, there is so much discussion. I don't want to go into that. Basically, these are the laws. So we mathematicians, basically, classically, we take the law of excluded middle specifically as our base. The other laws come also naturally. We don't ignore any one of them. Say if phi is the empty set. Now the question is, why is it a set? Now we have two situations: either phi is a set or it is not a set. Okay, so in order to prove that, first, you all know that a set is a collection of well-defined and distinct objects here. So well-defined and distinct objects. So if we want to prove that phi is not a set, then we need to have elements in phi which we can prove are either not distinct or not well defined, or not distinct. So since phi has no element, we can't do that, we cannot prove that. And now comes the law of excluded middle into the play. Of the two opposite statements, phi is a set and phi is not a set, one must be true. And since we cannot prove that phi is not a set, so we have to take that phi is a set. Now for the skeptics, they can raise a question here, of course. So we are not behaving skeptically here, we mathematicians. We take one option to be true. Of two complementary situations, one we must take as the case. If we can prove the other is not the case, or if we can prove that the one we are taking as a true case is actually a true case. All right. So as I understand, this is the reason behind that. Why is phi a set? So if you know any other good reason behind that, you must comment, you must inform others, and correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you.